let's start. And today topic is what? Python inheritance. Okay, let's see what is inheritance. Before I go to the topic, let's imagine what you have the Maggie noodles. Okay, and there are what the two classic 2 minute Maggie, right? Okay, and now imagine the Maggie decide what launch new flavors. That is what Maggie masala blast and Maggie atta noodles like this. They say what the Maggie noodles decide to what is divided into launching the new packets that called as what masala blast and atta noodles. Okay, these are what this dividing its branches in a more way, right? That's why. And do they what start making everything what from scratch? No, right? They already what have they got core concept of Maggi noodles. Okay, the shape of for quick cooking time and the basic packaging style. They just had a what twist to it. What okay? They had what new masala or new type of noodle or atta like that. They will be changed, right? Everything will be not changed. Okay, something only one thing will be added or one thing be removed or any can be changed. Okay, this is exactly what in inheritance in the programming. Okay, let's see in programming what is inheritance. Okay, inheritance is nothing but the mechanism that allows you to define new class. Okay, that can be what the consistence of the child or derived class based on what existing class means already defined class. The class is called as what parent class. The parent having so many child, right? Like that. Okay, the parent class is also known as what base class. Okay, and child class is also known as what derived class. Okay, and child class what inherits all the properties or attributes and behaviors called as what methods or your function of that what parent class, and then it what can it add its own unique features or modify the inherited ones like your parents and you. Okay, the some genes are come from with parents, right? So okay, and after that you will what you will learn you have the some behaviors, you have some methods, okay, like that somewhat some properties we taken from what parent. Okay, like that inheritance will be working what programming. Okay, this is what inheritance. Okay, and think of it like this. Okay, let me take what parent class is also known as what base class. Okay, and what is third one? The Maggie noodles we decided, right? Maggie noodles what represent the what core Maggie features like that cook time. What is the cook time of Maggie? 2 minutes, right? And shape of the Maggie like what? It's a noodles. Okay, like a okay spiral shape, and it can be what basic recipe man is will be added in a packet. These are what parent class or base class. And coming to the child class, that is what your derived class. Okay, and that is what the launch is what like a Maggie masala blast. They launch what new packet. Okay, that what inherited some cook time is what same like 2 minutes and shape a basic recipe from what Maggie noodles. Maggie noodles what is parent, right? Okay, and from child also they having what same inheritance. Okay, nothing but your gene like that. Okay, and adds its own his spicy masala flavor. Okay, and only the new thing is what spicy masala flavor. Okay, this is what inheritance. Okay, and let's see why do we need inheritance. Okay, and for the first usably very important need for inheritance is what code reusability. Okay, instead of writing the same code again and again, you can what reuse what code from and what existing class is nothing but what your parent class like that Maggie what reusing its basic noodle making process like a cooking time shape a basic recipe. They're from what already defined in a parent class. We take them that and we add some another properties that can be what code reusability. Okay, and second one is what reduces redundancy. It's nothing but what less repetitive code means the fewer chances of errors or easier maintenance. Okay, and third important is what establish what a relationship. Okay, it creates what hierarchical relationship between what classes. It's a relationship, nothing but your parent and child is having relation, right? Like that. And example can is can see here, right? Maggie masala blast is what is a Maggie noodles, right? Okay, it belongs to what is Maggie noodles parent. Okay, this is what inheritance. Okay, coming to the extensibility, you can easily extend the functionality of your existing classes. Okay, like that without modifying them directly. Okay, like that you can take some properties and you can also add some properties. That is the beauty of what your inheritance. Okay, let's see the inheritance syntax. And you can easily understand how to write the programming in Python. Okay, this is the syntax for your inheritance. First, you have to write what parent class. Okay, that should be using what class keyword. After that, you have to mention what your parent class name. Okay, nothing but you can take your example now as what Maggie noodles as what parent class. After end with what colon. After that, you have if you have any code or if you have any initialization anything, you can pass you. I'm creating empty, right? That's why I'm passing what pass as a keyword to create what empty data. Okay, empty syntax man. Okay, and after that, after the parent class, you have to decide what class child class. In child class, you have to decide what child class name. After that, you have to pass parameter. In what that parameter, you have to mention the parameter as what the parent class name. Okay, parent class name you have to mention in the inside what child class parameter. Okay, that attributes and methods of the child class then can system can understand that it inherits from what parent class. It inherits in from parent class only. Okay, after that if you have anything code or any methods you can ask, you can add that one. I'm creating only syntax, right? That's why I'm passing what pass as a keyword to create what empty syntax. Okay, this is the simple syntax of what your inheritance. Okay. And notice the parent class in the child class definition. This is how can we tell Python that child class inheritance from the parent class. Okay. Hope you cleared with the syntax. Okay. Let's continue with what terminology in inheritance. Okay, there are some terminologies, okay, that can be a similar names like that. Okay, and coming to the word terminology, first one is what super class, parent class, and base class. These are what same meaning or can be also called as what parent class is also called as what super class also and what base class also. Okay, and these are what terms used in what interchangeability. Okay, they can refer to the what class whose properties and methods are inherited from by another class. Okay, that called as what parent class. Okay, example in your class, let me take what dog as what parent. Okay, dog is what animal. Okay, I'm taking dog. Okay, that can be called as what animal. Animal is what is a super or parent what base class. Okay, like that. Okay, animal is what parent class. In parent class, we're taking what child class as what dog. Okay, that can call as what your base class or super class or parent class. Okay. And second one is what? Child class. Child class also known as what? Derived class or subclass. Note this one. It can be asked in your interview also. Okay. What are the other names of parent class or child class? Okay. Remember, parent class having two names. That is what? Super class also, base class also. And child class is having what? Derived class and subclass. Okay. And this some are also using what? Interchangeability and can be what they are referred to what class that inheritance from another class. Okay, it can be what some another class. An example you can see here, right? Class dog animal that can be what dog is derived from what child or subclass. Here animal is what parent class. Here what dog is what child class. Okay, or derived class or subclass. Okay, remember this thing. Okay, in summary, you can see right. Suppose super class is also known as parent class is also known as what base class, and derived class is also known as what child class, and child class is also known as what subclass. Okay, remember this point. Okay, and continue with a new topic that is what super. Okay, super is what function in a Python. That is what used in a child class. Okay. You should be want creating what child class you can use for super function that call what methods usually to what the constructor using what init method from what your parent class. This ensure what your parent class is properly initialized. Okay, and then any setup or any attributes or define what will be available in what your child class. Okay, it helps what to avoid what code duplication or even any maintenance or the inheritance or can be your chain, especially when you are working with the multiple inheritance. Okay, and if you use what super function, you should be what you follow these steps. Okay, and that is what you have to use what super. After that, you have to pass in with part parentheses. After that, using the dot operator, you have to mention what init method. That can be init what your special method, right? To initialization. It can be function. It is used for in the child class. You have to use this function what well for you when you use what using the child class. Okay, for your def method. Okay, to call the constructor what is parent class, this ensure what all the attributes and set of defined in the parent class and properly initialize in your child class. Okay, and it tells what avoid code duplication and maintains what inheritance chain only. Okay, to maintain the duplication, you have to use what super init method. Okay, remember this point also. Okay, and here's one example to understand the super method. And you can see here it class. I'm deciding after the class, you have to mention what parent class name. So I'm taking here what parent as a parent class name. And after that, def init self. You can observe I did not use anything here. I'm passing like the only class init self. Okay, as a special method. And I'm print what parent constructor is called. Okay. Then after the parent, we have to create what child classes, right? So class child as child as what child name for your child class. And after that, you have to pass parameter. What the parameter? You have to pass parameter of your parent class name here. Okay. After end with colon, def init self. Okay, after this, when you are doing the child class, you have to mention what to the parentheses dot init. Okay, after it end with parentheses. It's nothing but call the parents init. Okay, it calls what calling what parents init method. Okay, this that is the beauty of your super method. Okay, you have to must and use what when using the child class. Remember this thing. Okay, it what prints what child constructor is called. Okay, then I'm calling what I'm creating some object. Okay, that is what C and is equal to what I'm calling what child. Okay, and output is what the parent constructor is called and child constructor is called. Let's run this and I'm connecting to my kernel. Is connected and this can see it the parent constructor is called and child constructor is called is created. Okay, like this it will be what super will be work. Okay, let's take one example to explain the inheritance, then you can easily understand. Okay, I'm taking here what Maggie noodles are the inheritance example. Okay, then you can easily understand, right? So the Maggie noodles is what parent class, right? So I'm creating what class. Okay, after the class is I'm creating what parent class. That is what your parent class name. That is what Maggie noodles. Okay, after that def init of when using the init, the first parameter should be what self. After that, comma name, comma cook time and price. These are what parameters. Okay, and after what you have to pass the self as input to what is own object. That can be what self dot name is equal to what name, self dot cook time is equal to what cook time, and self dot price is equal to what price. Okay, this was what simply creating the input to their own object or can simply creating what in object oriented programming variables. Okay, after that you have to mention some method, right? That can be what functions. Okay, I'm describing first function that is what def describe self. Okay, after return that is what this is what self dot name. Here what you have to mention here what name of that one, and it takes what self dot cook time and means to what cook the it's and its cost rupees what you get the rupees here. Okay, that should be what printed. I'm using here what a string method. Okay, then after that you have to use what def. Okay, def what after that eat. So eat using what the I am using the self and return what enjoying that delicious with what here Maggie name will become. Okay, and after that you have to create what after the parent class created, right? After the parent class what you have to create child class, right? So I'm creating what child class inheriting from what Maggie noodles. So I have to create what class and Maggi Masala Blast is what new launching by what the Maggi noodles or child of your Maggi noodles. So after that you have to pass some parameter. So what is that parameter? Your parent name of that this child parent name. This child parent name is what? Maggi noodles. So I'm passing parameter as what? Maggi noodles. I have to maintain what? Case sensitive. Okay, what you mentioned here, you have to mention same like. Otherwise, you'll get what? Error. Okay. Then after that, I'm using what? Def. Okay, def init self as your first parameter, name, comma cook time, comma price, and spice level. Okay, you can observe here. Okay, name and cook time and price or common from what? Your parent class. Okay, and spice level. Okay, spice level is the new one for this product. Okay, and the call the constructor to what use the parent class. You have to use what which function? Super function, right? So I'm taking here what super dot init name comma cook time comma price to importing some data from the parent. So I have to use what super init method that will what call to your parent and takes the details to the back to what your child class. Okay, that is the beauty of your super function. Okay, and it avoids what duplicates also. Okay, and self dot spice level is equal to what spice level because I created what your spice level as new parameter, right? That's why I have to pass some that input to what their one object. That is what self dot spice level is equal to what spice level. Okay. After that, you have to create what some what method, right? That method is also called as for your function, right? So that is what def describe of yourself. So override the parents, describe the method, and add more the details. So what I'm doing here, overwriting. So it can be what in parent class already describe is created. The describe function is created, right? The for this method, so when I writing another thing in a child class, that is what describe, and again I'm using that will what do override the parents describe method that can be what to add more details also. So I'm written you can see here, right? So again I'm calling that what parents description creating a variable. So equal to what super dot describe. Okay, I'm using what super function and again I'm calling what describe function that can be already created in what parent class. When using the super, it calls what parent class describe. Okay, so I'm using what dot describe. Okay, this is what easiest method in a object-oriented programming to call the what your parent. Okay, then I have to use what return and you have some pass some statement, right? That can be your wish and using the string I'm describing parent description. In the parent description, we created on some variable, right? This parent description is what this will become. That will be this is what the beginning. It takes what self took time. What time will be taken? It will come here and needs to cook the cost rupees and where rupees will be come here. So this detail is what added to your this what store in what this parent description. After when we storing that parent description come to what your parent description what your F string. Okay, then what it has what spice level what and spicy level we created here what that can be input to the data can be here present here out of what file. Okay, and after that another method I'm creating that is what add masala. Okay, and you have to pass parameter must and should what self. Okay, I'm written if adding extra masala to what self dot name. Okay, that can be what for a blast of your flavor. Okay, and can be after that after I'm created what Maggie noodles. Okay, that is can be a parent class. After that we have to create what child class. I have created what Maggie masala blast as child class. That can be also created. After that you have to create some objects, right? That can be I will create what object that can be what your new products of your Maggie noodles. Okay, first model is what classic Maggie. Okay, I'm creating what classic Maggie. I'm passing calling what we were parent class that is what Maggie noodles. I'm passing some other parameters already decided, right? That can be what class. It will take what the classic. Okay, classic is nothing but what is classic 2 minute Maggie. This is the name. Okay, after that two is nothing but what your 2 minutes it will be take. After that what 15. 15 is what 15 is what can say it rupees 15 rupees. So okay after that I'm creating another one another product that is what masala blash maggie. Okay, I'm calling that Maggi Masala Blast. I'm passing the some parameter argument data that can be what Maggi Masala Blast is what name of that Maggi, and it takes time to what 2 minutes only. After that, I'm passing what 20. 20 is what it take 20 minutes to what 20 rupees, and after that, I'm passing what 4. 4 is what your spicy level. Okay, of that say out of 5. Okay, this is what I created some object with some their arguments. Okay, so after that I'm print the data, right? So I am printing what here first one print classic Maggie describe. Okay, after that I'm printing what classic Maggie dot eat. Okay, so to let me do this one and you can easily understand. Okay, let's run this. You can see right. I'm printing what print classic Maggie dot describe. So this is what classic 2 minute Maggie that it takes what 2 minutes to cook what cost of rupees what 15. Okay, this is what classic Maggie describe. Okay, and let's do and again I'm running what the classic Maggie dot what heat. Okay, I'm running this one. You can see it and classic mart eat. So I'm calling that method. Okay, what is the method here? Eat. Okay, you can see right eat. Enjoying the delicious. Here what your Maggie product name will become. So you can see here right enjoying the delicious classic 2 minute Maggie. This will be working right. Okay, I am taking another one. Okay, I'm taking all thing that is what masala blast Maggie. That is what your another object, right? So I'm describing that one using the describe method. After that, I'm using what eat. Okay, eat method that can be the class masala blast Maggie is add masala. This is what your child class, right? So I'm running this one. You can see right the beauty of that one. This is what Maggie masala blast and you see what the Maggie name will become. Then after it takes what 2 minutes. The time also came and took the what cost rupees what 20 rupees and also added what some more information that is what already is declared in what child class and till here the parent class described. After that we included what child class, right? That is what it has what spicy level for 4 out of 5. Like that, it will be work. Okay. And enjoying what delicious Maggi masala blast. This is what your eat method will be work. Then I'm adding some masala, right? That is add masala. That is that one of the method. So adding extra masala to the Maggi masala blast for a blast of your flavor. Like that, it will be work. Okay. This is the beauty of what inheritance. Okay. This is the example for your understanding the inheritance. Okay. And can observe here what is the Maggie noodles here? Parent class. Okay, that are some parameter. This is what some characteristics, right? Some that product that can be what name, cook time, and price. And method also there. That is what describe and eat. And Maggie masala blast. This is what one child class, right? Okay, this is what a class inherited from the Maggie noodles, and it automatically gets all the attributes and methods for the Maggie noodles. Okay, after that we use what super. Why I'm using a super init method to call that parent and collect the data. Okay, and it also the initialize what inheritance. And after the spicy level, right? The spicy masala we added some method, right? That can be what were out of 5 that can be printed. So overriding, we did the overriding, right? That can be what in the describe. We take the data from what parent class also, and we added some other data also. That can be what overriding. This method is called as what over method overriding. Okay, remember this one. Okay. And let's go to what types of inheritance. Let me take 1 minute break. Yeah. Okay. Let's start. Let's start from the what types of inheritance. Okay, Python supports what several types of inheritance. Okay, let's explore all each with what simple analogies with their code. Okay, let's expand one by one. Okay, the first type is what single inheritance. Okay, there's an easy trick I have given. That is what the single inheritance having what one parent and one child. Okay, like your Maggie noodles is what? Okay, Maggie noodles is one parent, okay, and one child, that is what Maggie masala blast, okay, that is what your single inheritance. Okay, single, remember single inheritance, what type of your inheritance that having what one parent and one child, that is called as what single inheritance. Okay, and you take another example also. Let me take was dog. Okay, dog is what it's animal, right? Okay, in that child is what inheritance from what your single parent. Okay, here is what dog is what child, okay, and animal is what parent. Okay, this is the simplest and most common of your form of your inheritance. Okay, you can see the syntax for that. For single inheritance, that is for your class parent, and you can pass some your data or methods, and after class child, and you have to pass parameter is what parent. Okay, that is the first parameter of your child, and after that you can some pass parameters or methods, and after that you can pass what you can create objects. It can be work, class will be created and class will be worked. Okay, this is the beauty of what single inheritance. Okay, let me take that one example. Let me you can understand neatly. Okay, I'm taking what that example is called as what animal and dog. That can be what, and I'm taking a creating what class, that is what your parent class. The parent class name is what animal. So after that I'm initializing. So def init self comma name comma what spices. These are what parameters. So that parameters you have to give the own input, right? And own that can be object can be created. So self dot name is equal to what name, and self dot spices equal to what spices. Okay, after that I'm creating some methods for the animal for parent class, that is what def make sound and the cells. Okay, and that can be what return some animal sound. I'm returning what some animal sound. It can be when you call the make sound, it will be like so what is it will print like that, what same animal is sounding like that. Okay, and after that I'm creating what another method called as what display info. Okay, I'm creating what self. Okay, I'm passing the parameter as should be what always in the method when using we have to mention what self as first parameter. Okay, I'm returning but f name self dot name can be a spices, and self spices will be come here inside what the when we the name will be argument will be given, right, that name will become here and spices will become here like here in the f string argument. Okay, after that we can creating some child class. A child class is name is what dog, and always child class is having what parent class in the parameter, right, that is what animal. Animal as to you have to pass animal. Okay, like that. And after that, you have to what? Initialize, right? So def init self comma name comma breed. Okay, name comma breed. Name is what come from what animal parent class, and breed is what new parameter. Okay, and for name you want to get data, right? That data from the parent class. What to get that data, you have to use what super method, right? So I'm using what super dot init, and that is what name comma what dog. Okay, I'm creating the name as what tag as is what specific spices. Okay, and after that the breed is new one, right, new parameter. So that new parameter you have to create what self dot breed is equal to what breed. Okay, and after that I'm doing what some what method. Okay, I'm creating what def make sound is equal to what self, and return what hoof hoof. Okay, you can observe here make sound is already created. Okay, I'm using what make sound here, that can be what overriding. Okay, that can observe can be here, and I'm also creating what fetch also method, and when I call the fetch method it will be written what that name will become here, that is what dog is what fetching the ball, like that it will be printed. So I'm creating some object. Okay, I'm taking down creating one object that is called as what my dog. Okay, I'm giving the name that is what my dog, and I'm calling what dog. Dog is what your child class. I'm calling that one dog. After that, I will call after fast come passing some parameters. That is what some argument to that parameter. So here I can observe which is name parameter is there. The name is what? My dog name is what? Buddy. So after that, I pass breed. Breed is what here? Golden Retriever. Okay, this is the breed. Okay. After that, I'm printing my dog dot display info. Okay, let's do. Okay, I'm running this one. After running this, the class will be created, and I'm printing what my dog display info. Okay, when we talk in the display info method, you can see here display info is what name should become and spicy should be what come. Okay, you can see right. The name is what Goody and spicy is what dog, right? It will be working nicely. Okay, let's do another methods also. Yeah, I'm doing another method also that is what print my dog dot make sound. Okay, this is shall be what overridden in the dog also because the in already parent class that what make sound is already created and after that in child class also created. Okay, let's do this one and this one because we printed like what oof only because what this is what overriding the parent class. If you use a super class and creating some variable, we can store that the data from first parent class. After that, you can write it up your child class also. But I did not return what is super method. I simply written what makes on. That is what returning what of. Already in got created with what a class animal that can be a parent class. That is what some animal is sound. Okay, like that. Okay, when we running both one, that can be what printed is overriding. That can be what of only coming. Okay, let's do the another method also. And calling that dog my dog dot fetch. I'm doing what fetch method here. So I'm running this one. You can see right. The buddy is what fetching the ball. Okay, like that it will be work. This is the beauty of what your object oriented programming. And one of the pillar is what inheritance. And we clear with what single inheritance. Remember, single inheritance means what we're creating what one parent and one child class. Okay, and can see a red dog class is inherit from what animal that animal is what your parent and it gets what all the basic animal properties and behavior from and then as is what own breed. Okay, that can be what and a specific what making the sound. This is the beauty of what your dog class. Okay, next to the next type that is what your multi-level inheritance. Okay, multi-level inheritance means nothing but your easy to remember. There will be a grandparent, and grandparent is having what? Having child. That child is called as what? Parent. Okay, that parent having what? Some child. Okay, this is what your chain reaction. Okay, this is what we create. Okay, when you're doing the multi-level inheritance, first should be what your grandparent, then we are parent, then can be your child. That can be nothing but we're creating what three classes. Okay, if you want, let me take what an example. That is what your inheritance traits from your parent, the and your parent what inherited from traits from their grandparent, and one class is inheritance from the another class, and which is what turning to inheritance from another class. It can be what chain of the inheritance. Easily understand means like your grandparent will be looking like from the grandparent genes come what your parent. The parent genes come to what you like that. The can be it will be work like that and grandparent and come to the parent, come to your child. Okay, this is will be working. Okay, and you can observe your syntax of the multi-level inheritance. Can observe your right class grandparent and pass some methods here and class parent and after the parent you have to mention what your parent your grandparent class name of as a parameter and after that class child you have to after the class child you have to create what their parent that is what your parent class name. Okay, this should be what follow the syntax. Okay, in the inside the syntax you can initializing methoding and after that you have to create some object and gas will be created. This is called as what multiple that multi-level inheritance. Okay, this leveling nothing but leveling. Okay, and I'm taking what vehicle example here that can be easily understand you. Okay, and I'm taking here what class is what vehicle. Okay, and initizing what self comma what brand comma year. Okay, vehicle is what your grandparent. Okay. And here what self dot brand is equal to what brand and self dot year is equal to what year. Okay, then it will be created. Next, def get info, that is what your self. Okay, and after that I'm returning what the day brand and brand name will become here and year name will become here. From the what will become from the arguments. Okay, maybe pass some arguments. Okay, after that you have to create what parent class. Okay, and I'm creating what class car. Okay, after the creating the we have parent class, we have to mention your what grandparent class name. Okay, that is what vehicle. Okay, and I'm creating what initializing. That is what def init self comma brand comma year comma model. Okay, what is the comma from the grandparent and parent here? Brand and year, right? So to collect the data, what we have to do using what super dot init brand comma year. Okay, after that, here what is the new parameter model, right? So I have to create what input for that one. Self dot model is equal to what model. Okay, after that, creating some method, that is what they've called it as self, and returning what some that get dot info. Get info come here, that like that brand and here will be come here. Then after that model also come here, model name also come here. Okay. Then after creating what parent class, you have to create what child class. So I'm creating your own child class, that is what your electric car. For electric car, who is the parent? Car, right? So you have to mention the parameter is what? Car. Okay. And what? Your child class also created for initializing def init self, comma brand, comma year, comma model, comma what battery range. Okay. You can observe the common thing is what? Brand and year and model. These are what come from what your parent class, right? That's why I'm calling what super dot init. Okay. Then I'm passing some what? Parameters. That is what brand, year, and model. These are the common. New parameter is what battery range. So battery range I'm creating what new input, that is our self dot battery range is equal to what battery range. Okay. Then after that I'm creating what some other method, that is what def electric details self. Okay, from car it can be what returning that car details. Car details from your parent class, right? It can be easily inherited to this one. That is what self dot car details. So this will be what inherit the details from what your parent class. Okay, then battery range. Battery range also what it comes from a new recreated or new thing, right? The data will become here and that can be your kilometer. Okay. After that, I'm creating what object. Okay, so creating some object. So that object I'm giving name as what? My Tesla is equal to what? Okay, I'm calling what here? What child class I'm calling that one? Electric car. I'm passing the parameter as the what? As the parameter, I'm passing what arguments. Okay, what is the brand name here? Tesla. And here is what 2023. Model is what? Model 3. Okay, and battery range, nothing but your kilometer range is what? 400 kilometer per charge. Okay, then after that will be that what object will be created. After that, what I'm doing here, print my Tesla dot electric details. So I'm calling that method. Okay, and we call that. Okay, let me do string one. Okay, let's run this. This what multi-level class will be created, and we can say it when I call it the my Tesla dot electric details. What is the electric details here? Should be what come here. The self dot car details will become, and after that battery range. Okay, and your car details is what get info. Get info from your what grandparent. That is what your brand name and sensor. Is you can observe here, right? One thing will be inherited that one, and this inheritance will be this one like that multi-level inherit to one. That can be a properties from all your parent and grandparent. That is what your multi-level what inheritance. Okay, you can observe here. Okay, when I'm calling that my Tesla dot electric details, it can be a brand Tesla. Year is 2023 and model is what model 3 and battery range is what 400 kilometer. Like that will be work. Okay, and do another method also, that is what get info. That is how inheritance from your vehicle via car. Okay, it can be observed from vehicle. From vehicle is collecting data from what car. Okay, let's run this one. Can say it brand is for Tesla and here is for 2023. Like that, it will be working. Okay, that is the beauty of your multi-level inheritance. Okay, and you can observe here what electric car is inherited from what car. Car is inherited from what vehicle. So electric car is what get the features from both car and vehicle. like you having what future, like a gene from what your parent also, your grandparent also, like that. Okay. And another type is there, that is what the third type of your inheritance, that is what multiple inheritance. Okay, multiple inheritance, nothing but a child with two parents, okay, or more. Okay, that can be other called as what multiple inheritance. Okay, remember the what is multiple inheritance? The multiple inheritance having what one child, okay, with what two parents or more parents. Okay, two or more. Okay, remember. Okay, first remember single inheritance is what? One parent and one child. Okay, and the multi-level means grandparent and parent and child. A multiple means one child with the two parents or more parents. Okay, and can be what? It can be also example like that. I'm taking what smartphone here, and smartphone is having what? Both the phone and the what mini computer. Okay, it can be what get the future from the both, right, and one class inherited from multiple base classes. This allows what child class combine the functionalities from what several parents. Okay, like that. Okay, this called as what multiple inheritance. Okay, can observe your syntax, that is what class parent 1, and it is next one class parent 2. After that you have to create what child class, that is what class child, and he is having what two parents or more parents. I have to pass some parameters, that is what parent 1 comma parent 2 name here. Okay, that can be what this was the basic syntax of your what multiple inheritance. Okay, and I'm taking your example, that is what swimmer. So we can create parent one, that is what class swimmer. Okay, the parent one is what here swimmer. So I'm creating what some method, that is what def swim self, and returning what can swim in water. Okay, and creating another parent, that is what walker. Okay, and that is for your parent two. So after that def walk self, and it will return what I'm creating some method, that is what can walk on land. Okay, and after that we are creating what child, right? So child is what the class amphibian. Okay, that amphibian is having what two parents, that is what first parent is what swimmer, and second parent is what walker. Okay, and you can see it def in it, and passing what cell comma name is what new parameter. So it's fine creating the input, that is what cell dot name is equal to what name. Okay, and after that what I'm doing with def, and I'm throwing what one method, that is what def describe self, and returning what self dot name. That name will become here and is what amphibian. Okay, and after that I'm creating what object, that is what frog. Okay, I'm creating what here object, that is what frog, and frog I'm after that calling what here child, I am calling child class, I'm calling, that is what amphibian. And amphibian what I'm passing what here name as parameter, right? So I'm passing the parameter name is what here frog. Okay, okay, then frog, after that I'm printing what frog dot describe. Okay, let's do one by one, then you can easily understand. And after running this multiple inheritance class will be created. That is what two parents and one class, one child class. So this object also created, and I'm printing what frog dot describe. Okay, this method will be what describe in their name, right? The frog is what is an amphibian. Okay, then can be what doing some other methods also. Okay, and frog dot swim. Okay, swim is what swim. Can observe it swim. Swim is from what? Parent one. Okay, it can be what? Inherited from what? Swim. But this is what parent one. Okay, let's rerun this one. Can swim in water. Okay, after that, I am do another one method also. That is what? Frog dot walk. Okay, this walk from what? Come from the parent two. Parent two's name is what? Walker. Okay, so let's run this one. You can see it. Can walk and land also. Frog can right? Frog can be what? Swim in water also, walk on land also. These are the features of what? Frog. This is also called as what? Multiple inheritance. Okay. Then you can see right. Amphibian class inherited from what both swimmer and walker, and this means what amphibian object can perform what's action can define in both swimmer and take a swim, and walker can be what walk. These are the beautiful thing. And an important note you have to mention and you have to remember that one for multiple inheritance, the method resolution order will be followed. It can be what if the both parent class having methods with the same name, that can be a Python follows what specific order. That can be what MRO. Okay, the first come first some like that. You to decide what which method to call, and you can see the MRO using what class name dot MRO. Like that, you have to use what you use in the init method, right? And when you're using the same name, you can use what class name dot MRO like that. Okay. This is the beauty of what inheritance in a multiple inheritance. Okay. And you can say it for creating that MRO, that is for string ampf ampm dot MRO. So I'm running this one. You can say it class main amplifier and the class main swimmer and the class main walker and class object. This can be like that. It will be work for the MRO. MRO is nothing but what method resolution order. Okay. And coming to the fourth type, this is the last type of your what of inheritance, that is called as what hierarchical inheritance. Okay, hierarchical inheritance means nothing but the parent is what the inheritance is having what one parent, multiple childrens. Okay, it's nothing but like a family tree branch. Okay, nothing but you are having only one parent. About that parent is having what so many child. It's that is called as what hierarchical inheritance. Okay, and you can observe here, I'm taking what example called as what vehicle. Vehicle can have what car, bike, car, truck. This can be what its type, right? Okay, that's called as what hierarchical inheritance. So all inherited from what vehicle. Vehicle is what parent class. Okay, that can be what inherited from single parent class. That can be what parents are what peers has several specialized classes. Okay, this can be what hierarchical inheritance. Remember, one parent, multiple children. Okay, and your multiple means what? One child with the two more parents or more parents. Okay, and your what multi-level means grandparent, parent, and child. Single means one parent and one child. Okay, and can observe here, I'm taking the syntax. What is the syntax? Class parent. First should be what your parent class. After that, multiple child, right? It can be what class child one. The parent should be what same parent. I'm passing the parent as parameter. Then be your class child two and passing same parameters what your parent. Okay. After that, I'm taking one example that can easily understand. That is what shapes. Okay, the shapes having what so many shapes like circle, square, rectangle, triangle, like right. So I'm taking what that hierarchical inheritance. That is what class shape. Shape is what your parent name. Okay. After that, I'm creating what initializing def init self common name. Okay, name is what your new parameters self dot name. Taking the new input at the own creating object. That is what your name. Okay. And after that, I'm creating method that is called what def describe self. That is what's returning what this is what, and the name will be a printed using the def string method. Okay. And afterward, creating the child class that is first child. That is what your circle. Okay, of circle. What is the circle parent name shape, right? That is I'm passing what parameter. That's what shape. Okay. After end with the colon. After that, what def init self comma name comma radius. You can observe here, right? Name. Name can be your what? Come from what? Your parent class, right? That's why I'm using what is super dot init and name. It will collect the data from your what? Your parent class. Okay. Then I'm passing what? Radius. Radius is what your new parameter. So I'm part self dot radius equal to what? Radius. After that, I'm creating what? Some method. That is method what to calculate on area. To create what area to def area self and returning what to area formula is what pi r square, right? That's why I'm doing what radius is what the radius number is what 3 into 1.4 into self dot radius into self dot radius is nothing but pi value is what 3.14. R is what square r square radius square, right? So self radius into self radius. Okay, this will be returning from area to calculate circle, area of the circle. Okay. Then after creating what? Class square. Okay, that is what and shape is what your parent. I have to mention the parent name to create for another child and def init self comma name comma style. Okay. You can observe name is what common from what parent class. Side is what new one. So to collect the name from the parent class, you have to use what method? Super function. Super dot init. Okay, can be a passing dot name by one name detail, right? From what your parent class. That is what your shape. Okay, new one is what side. So self dot side equal to what side. Okay, that can be what create. After that, I have to calculate what area of the square, right? So I'm creating what def area of self that can be returning what self dot side into what self dot side. That is nothing but side square, right? If you want to call calculate what area of square, the formula is what side square. So I'm using what here self dot side into what self dot side. Okay, and can be created. Can observe here the circle is having what area is the same method and square is what having the same method called as what area. Okay, this is the beauty of what inheritance. Okay, and creating objects. Okay, that is object called name is for first object is what my circle. So for that circle, the circle, okay, and passing the name is what circle and is the what radius is what 5. So I'm creating another object also my square. I'm calling what square child. Okay, that is our child 2. Okay, after that I'm passing what square as a name and side is what 4 like that. Okay, as per the parameter you have to pass what arguments in the objects. Okay, then what I'm printing what here my circle. Let me do run by one, and you can easily understand, right? Okay, let's run this. This hierarchical inheritance is created, then you are print my circle dot describe. When I'm describing the my circle dot describe, it will be printed like dot my circle is what describing what this is what a circle. Okay, when I do the square, it will call as what this is the square like that. Okay, let's do the another method. Okay, and said I'm rating what here area of my circle. I'm finding that one. So after that what well that value, right? So my circle dot area I'm passing here method. That area will what do? It will return what area of that circle. Okay. So can observe here, right? I'm get the value. That is what area of circle is what 78.5. Okay. It's nothing but we'll take the values like that. It is the area here, right? Area. It will take what return 3.14 into self dot radius. Self dot radius I passed in argument. That is what 5. That is what 5 into 5. 5 square. That is what into what 3.14. That is nothing but what 78.5. Okay, this can be your find it using what area circle method. So again, I'm running what square dot describe and calculating the square area. So let's run this one. Can observe here what this is what my square is what square, right? This is what this is a square. So area of square, nothing but the pass the argument as was 4, right? So 4 into 5. You can observe here, right? Return self side into self side. That is what 4 into 4. 4 into 4, 4 is what 16, right? Can observe it. Area of square is what 16. Okay, this can be printed. It's working nicely, right? Okay, this is what here both circle and square that can be what inherited from the shape class. Okay, okay, this nothing but shape is what shape is a parent having what two childs or more childs. Okay, that can share the common describe method but have their own specific area calculation. Can observe, right? Using what hierarchical the area method will be what different, but it can be what it's not doing what overriding. Okay, it will working what as per the we given, right? That's why the beauty of what hierarchical inheritance. This is the types of what inheritance we completed with what inheritance, and let's stop here and continue in the next class. Okay.